We have been hearing the parable of the wheat and the tares for a very long time. And just about every time I have ever heard somebody talk about the wheat and the tares, they're always talking as if the wheat are the saved people and the tares are the unsaved. People always talk like the wheat are the people who live by faith and the tares are the people who don't live by faith, or the tares are the doubters. That is not what this parable is about. Sinners and saints is not what the parable of the wheat and the tare is talking about. If you go back to that parable and read it, and read on down where Jesus himself gave the explanation of that parable, more than once, he clearly says that the wheat are the children of the kingdom. He clearly says that the tares are the children of the wicked one. God sowed the children in the kingdom, and the wicked one sowed his children among God's children. God sowed his people here on earth, and the wicked one sowed his people amongst God's people. The parable of the wheat and the tares is telling us that there are people here on earth. You see them as people. You see them as human beings. You see them as men and women, boys and girls. But not everyone that you see is a human being. I don't know how in the world did church folks, saved folks, Bible believing people, how did they miss this? It really makes no sense that an issue that is this important has been missed throughout the years. It really makes no sense that a subject that is this important has not been talked about throughout the years, has not been taught to people of God throughout the years. So with something this important and this powerful being missed for so long, or being overlooked for so long, this is why you got people now who are actually trying to be saved, but they can't. They really do have a desire to live their lives by faith, but they can't, because they don't understand who they are, and they don't understand what they are, because this information has been missed for so long, because this information has been overlooked for so long. So now, you know what we see? A lot of people are having church, great church services, and don't even know who they are. A lot of people are praising like they ain't got no sense, and they don't even know what they are. A lot of folks have become preachers, have become pastors, and they never have known who they are. How are you supposed to live for God and be what you were designed to be, and you don't know who you are? So when you look at the wheat, the tare, and technology, you have to ask, like, what does technology have to do with the wheat and the tare? Let me tell you something that you probably never thought about. All of these things that are taking place on this earth, if you listened in part 1, technology of the beast, and you heard the things that I was talking about in part 2 of technology of the beast, then you'll understand where I'm going. The technology that they're throwing out here that is trying to change people over to make you compatible with technology or compatible with computers, this stuff is very dangerous. It's very harmful to the human body. And I'm telling you, the only way you won't be harmed by this stuff is to walk in righteousness according to faith. Living by faith is the only way this stuff will not be able to harm you. But when you look at the tares, when you look at the people that were sown onto this earth by the wicked one, those things are not harmed by the technology. Those things are not poisoned by the technology. Those things are not dying from this technology. Everything that God has instructed us to do, or everything that God through the word or God through his pastors are advising you to do, all of this stuff is for your own good. Living by the word is for your benefit. It was never so you could go to heaven. See, the church got twisted on that and made it all about heaven. No, it's for your benefit for life on earth. So if you know who and what you are, you know why the scripture says the just shall live by faith. Just is short for justified. How are we justified? Because ain't none of us perfect. We all make mistakes. Don't none of us deserve God's goodness. Don't none of us deserve heaven. So why are we justified? Only by faith. That's the only way you're justified, is by faith. So if you're not living by faith, you are not a just person. And if you are not a just person by righteousness according to faith, you will be harmed by what's going on this earth. You will be hurt or harmed by the technology that these people are using. The children of the wicked one. That's what we're dealing with out here on this earth. I'm telling you right now who you are. You are a child of the kingdom. You are a child of the kingdom. You need to know that so you can live like what you are. You need to know that so you can pattern your life after what you are. You need to know that so you can walk by faith and not be afraid of what's happening on this earth. A lot of people are dying. There's a reason for that. A lot of people are dying every day. A lot of people are dying now like never before. There's a reason for that. A lot of people are doing what they're calling dying suddenly. There's a reason for that. But see, we don't want to talk about it. This stuff is happening. They are pushing this stuff out here and nobody wants to talk about it. So the majority of the people you see are actually falling for this foolishness, never waking up to who they are, never understanding what they are, and they just fall for the beast technology. That's why the scripture says the whole world wandered after the beast. That's why the scripture says that Satan deceiveth the world. We don't really want to talk about what's going on. We having a lot of church, but we don't want to talk about what's really going on here. So you got people who are claiming to be children of God, faith walkers, believers, but they're listening to music that's actually changing their DNA and don't even know it. And when somebody says you shouldn't listen to that, you think they're talking about you'll go to hell for listening to it. We ain't talking about hell. You're listening to something because you don't understand that your DNA is being changed without your permission. You're watching stuff on the television that was designed to change your mind. Mind control. But you don't want to listen because you think, oh, this won't stop me from going to heaven. We ain't talking about heaven. Just about every single person you see is falling for this stuff. So you're walking around with this technology hanging out of your ears because you don't realize what this technology is. You don't realize what this technology is doing to the wheat. They're telling people now not to sleep with the cell phone anywhere near your bed. Why are they saying that? I'm telling you what this technology is doing. And people are doing all of this stuff. And you don't even understand that you're being changed. People got upset because I said you won't have a choice of whether you take the mark or not. And the reason you're getting upset is because you're too ignorant to realize that the choice is now. You see, the church, not understanding scripture, thought that one day you would get the choice of taking the mark or not. No, the choice is now. The choice is every day. The choice is in what you are deciding to do right now. You are being led. Everyone that is following the styles of this world, everyone that is keeping up with the technology of this world, you're making the choice right now of accepting the beast. Everybody who is doing everything that they throw out here for you to do, You're listening to everything that they throw out here for you to hear. You're believing everything that they throw out here for you to believe. You're falling in love with all of the tares that they throw out here for you to fall in love with. That's when you're making your choice to accept the beast. All of these things are changing you. All of these things are giving you the wrong mindset. All of these things are causing you to worship the wrong one. And you don't even realize it. All I can do is tell you. I can't make this up. This is actually Bible. Whether you can see it for yourself or not, I'm telling you. Whether you can understand it or not, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you who you actually are. And I'm advising you to live up to what you are. Not so you can go to heaven, but so you can live. Christ said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. He wasn't just talking about breathing and existing, but you can't live like he's talking about if you don't live up to what you were designed to be. See, it's not about hell. It's not about heaven. It's not about having good church services. It's not about getting blessed with all this money, houses, and cars. It's all about the wheat, the tares, and technology.